the real reasoning behind that is like, in the last, you're going to look at 465 and you're going to go, oh, well, it moved well last time. This is only 460. I'm going to go and crush it. And you'll have that mentality that it's going to be easier. And although it's pretty much the same way, your mentality is going to be a lot stronger going into it.
I have no idea why I'm having such a hard time with this. This is like my 5th take right now. I never do takes. So Brett is a genius. In case you guys didn't get his voice message, I have to squat up to 460 pounds today. Basically, we're 2 weeks out from the meet. We have this week, this is the last week of training, then we have our peak week, and then it's the meet. So this week, we're basically working up to our planned second attempts for every single lift, roughly. My second attempt for squats, 465, that's what Brett has assigned me. What I did for my last heavy squat single day, 465. So I asked him, why am I doing 460 today? And I was just curious, I just asked for educational sake, I wanted to learn. He basically explained to me that it's all for mental sake. He said if I did 465 today and say it moved just a little bit slower for no good reason than it did the last time, he didn't want that to get into my head. On the other side of that, he wanted me to come in more confident to smash his 460, since I did 465 last time and that moved nice and easy. And I gotta give it to him because it worked. I feel very confident about this weight. After that, we're doing back down sets with 435, so it's a pretty big training day today. My morning routine when it comes to training days, first things first. Always hydrate. Hydrate like crazy. Second thing, mobility. I foam rolled this morning for the 3rd time in a 24-hour period. I foam rolled vigorously twice, 2 different sessions yesterday, and I do this every day before a big squat session especially, because I sit down for my job a lot. Sitting is terrible for you. It makes your hip flexors get real tight, and that can cause injury and pain in your hip flexors. That also pulls your quads and makes them real tight, which will then pull on your patella tendon and make that real tight. And then that means when you go to squat, you're not able to get into your proper squat form, and then you can tear something, pull something, hurt something. It causes injuries. So stay mobile, stay limber. Don't, however, add more mobility than you usually do to your routine as you're getting heavier, because as Brett also said on Twitter recently, additional range of motion that you never had before while the weights are getting heavier will also lead to injury. Now the attire is completely subjective, but I have my little system when it comes to a big squat day. First off, my track pants. The pants a lot of you like to make fun of me for because they're not super stylish, they're not joggers by any means, but they're a very, very lightweight fabric and they're loose. This means 2 things. 1, I can easily slide my knee sleeves up here. That was my initial reason for wearing these. And the second reason is, unlike joggers, the material's so light and loose that it's not constricting your form at all.
Also, I just wanted to say, I'm fucking pumped to see you go squat it today, man. Like, make it good, man. I want to see it. I'm excited, like genuinely excited to see the video. So send it through as soon as you do it. Get one of your buddies to record it. Don't worry about the cameraman. Just go in and focus and just absolutely smoke that squat.
Unfortunately, Ming is on a cruise who usually films for me. Dan's not allowed at Ocean State. Ricky is at work until 8 p.m. Nick is at work until 8 p.m. Ari's at work. I have nobody to film for me, so I do got to do the tripod thing, which is annoying, but it's only 460, so we're gonna smoke it. So training day, I don't eat too huge. I mean, calorie-wise, it's kind of big, but I don't eat like a big feast. 1 scoop of whey. It's by Isotori, cookies and cream, tastes great. Links in the info box. So I do 1 scoop of whey, then I'll do like 1 scoop of peanut butter, and that's it for here. I do 2 scoops of pre-grow on this day. Go with the watermelon because we're low and I need to finish it off. And last but not least, this is very important, only on heavy lifting days.
Hi, this is Kim. How may I help you?
Hi, could I have a French crawler donut, please? Yeah. A French crawler donut. Major key. They're delicious, but they're also very light. They're mostly like air, and they're not that big. As you can see, I have small hands, and they're not that big. So they're very light. They're not like a full donut where it's just like this lump of stuff sitting in your stomach. So it feels light, it doesn't engorge you, doesn't make you full, doesn't make you want to puke it up when you train, and it's really sweet, so it's sugar, so it digests fast, gives you glycogen quickly, gives you a lot of energy without the bloated stomach. Last but not least, pre-workout time. We're at the gym now. I wait to have my pre-workout on a big day like this because A, I spend a lot of time doing my band mobility. If you guys haven't seen that, I've shown it in plenty of videos. I actually have a whole video on it. I think it's called like my mobility routine squat day or something like that. So I do all my band warm-ups to open up the hips, get the glutes warmed up and firing. That takes a little while. So I want this to be kicking in right as I'm getting into the heavy weight. Also, you run the risk of somebody having taken up all the squat racks, and then you might have to sit waiting for a little while. You do not want to be sitting and waiting when this starts kicking in. So I wait till the last possible second so it can kick in at an opportune time. And that is how we overthink for a workout. Squats are done and everything moved pretty nicely. No real complaints here. So now I'm gonna have a post-workout shake. And then I may or may not squeeze in a small meal of chicken and rice before going out to eat with Ariana later. It depends, I guess, how hungry I get and what time we're gonna go out to eat. But later, Ariana and I are gonna go out to eat, and we're gonna hopefully hit up this place that I've never been to. It's smack dab in the middle of Warwick, Rhode Island, my city, my birth town. Seriously, I've grown up in that city, and even after I moved out of that city, I moved back into that city. But then while I wasn't living there, I was still working in there every day and running youth groups in there. Like, that is my city, and yet I've still never been to this place before, ever in my entire life. So we're gonna finally go.
Thank you. Never know I bought this myself.
Ariana forgot to pack her top, so we had to make a last-minute run to Marshall's to get one for her. And while we were there, I found these 2 champagne glasses that look really, really cool. Like, the design of them is just so cool. So we had to get them. The reason we got bride and groom is because that was the only options we had for this style of champagne glass. There were no plain ones or any glasses that said anything different. So we just said F it and we got it. Boom. I want to be the bride because I want to look pretty on my wedding day. Got a new outfit in. Look at this. New hats on deck. Ooh, I got a pink one. There you go, babe.
Pink?
White one. So, yeah. I'll give you the pink one.
Well, that's so nice of you. I'll wear the white one, too. Thanks.
R is literally naked, like right to the side of this camera. If I were to turn this camera, you would have a show. She's changing. That's why. New clothing by Alpha. Look at all these goods. New tanks. Ooh, just in time for summer. Woo!
Babe.
There's a lot of Alpha. Holy crap. This is insane. Ooh, new hoodie, new hoodie. Yeah. Boom, gains. So this place we're checking out is called Ironworks Tavern. No idea if it's nice, if it's divey, I have no clue at all. So we're just gonna wing it and see how it is, because the building looks cool. I think it was like, there's like a lot of history behind the building. I'm not even gonna try to tell you what it is, because I don't remember, I'm gonna butcher it. But there's a lot of history behind the actual building itself. It was like a iron mill and all that, and now it's turned into a restaurant. And it's on Jefferson Boulevard in Warwick, and we're gonna try it out.
Just cracks up. I'm like, it's not funny. I'm getting my pepper, babe.
Candle.
First off. Thank you. You're welcome.
Hit that button, babe.
Button.
Yeah. Woo. I don't even know if we're like allowed up
I
here.
don't think we are.
Well, just hit the button. We'll see. We'll see if we're allowed up here soon. If anyone asks, we own the building. I don't think we're allowed up here,
You're
but
gonna get me in trouble.
I just wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh my god, I could kill you.
Is it that serious?
What if they see us? They're gonna be like,
You might get arrested for terrorism for going up a floor in a restaurant.
Nick.
Let's see if we get a picture. Look how cute you are. Wrong way, babe. You can go around this way. So what are your thoughts on the place?
It was amazing. It was so cool. I'm so glad that we went.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
I give it 10 out of 10. I recommend it.
It was really nice. It was so cool. The atmosphere was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Food was delicious.
I liked it. Check it out. So Rhode Island is the best state in the summer, I believe. I've been to a lot of states. I mean, no disrespect to any other state. California's beautiful, just the water's a little too cold.
Rhode Island's the best.
Florida is amazing, of course, but for me, it's a little too hot and humid. I can't handle that much humidity and heat. So Rhode Island's perfect because it's nice, hot, and humid, and you can swim in the water. But that's just the summertime. Unfortunately, though, it's one of the worst states economically. It was number 2 in unemployment back when the whole economy crashed. It was right behind like Detroit, Michigan, and it was bad. So now it's kind of funny. You look around, and like just here in Warwick, you have a lot of new structures going up. Like they just built like the new skywalk for the airport. It's beautiful. But then you have like a lot of abandoned buildings to contrast it. Like that gas station right there. Can't see it that well, but it's abandoned. That building is abandoned. That one's abandoned. Boarded up windows. That's abandoned. That's abandoned. That's abandoned.
And Hooters is abandoned.
That's abandoned. Hooters over here, which was like
the only Hooters in Rhode Island. It's like a Rhode Island like landmark.
it was our icon. That's abandoned. All Stars isn't abandoned though. Good old All Stars. Our go-to.
This is the ghetto part of Warwick, though.
No, this isn't the ghetto part.
This is more the ghetto part.
No way. Oakland Beach is the ghetto part.
This is towards Oakland Beach.
No, it's not. This is like, if Warwick is my palm, probably like the middle knuckle of my middle finger. That's where the airport is. It's just the airport area. It's fine. Oakland Beach is like south. Your mother and I represent Oakland Beach.
I know, that's very true.
So don't hate.
That's crazy that my mom grew up in Oakland Beach. I was born in the rich part of Warwick.
It was like middle.
I was born in like the Tollgate area, Coeisa area. That's the upper rich part.
She's the white Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is our go-to spot. It's our little nightcap area now, but like we went here for Halloween. This is our regular spot, especially when I moved back to my apartment in Warwick, the old one. Muchas gracias. When the girl you're crushing on sit next to you.
I just want to watch the news.
Okay, so that is All Stars right there. You can't really see it, but that little building, that's All Stars is where we just were. Went down here to take a U-turn in the cul-de-sac, right? So it's like just a little industrial alley. It's nothing special. But just a fun fact I want to share with you guys. That building right there. Now that building right there. I did construction on that building back when I worked with Real Handy Incorporation in my construction days. I think I was probably 17 or 18 maybe. But it's a trip down memory lane. Fun fact about Nick Wright's history.
You can't see me, my time is now. This is a franchise, boy, I'm shining down. You can't see me, my time is now. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time